off the Parmesan first, because this is my favorite food. Help yourself.
Yeah, thank you.
Alright, okay. You're logged in? I know what we're doing.
Oh, okay.
I also need to let you know they are doing a lot of updates as we speak. So if something doesn't work while we're talking about it, it'll probably be working in half an hour.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's the online.
So you guys are logged in. You're looking at your dashboard. Down at the bottom right, go ahead and click Accept Cookies. Alrighty. So the first thing we need to do is go to Contacts.
Okay.
Now, how many contacts do you have in here right now?
878.
Okay, that is fantastic. Now, if we put all 878 of them onto a 36 touch, which was ideal, right?
Right.
That means they get an email from you once a month, a text message from you once a month, and a phone call from you once a month, right? So that means that we're going to do, and if we say that you actually want to have time off on the weekend, so we look at just 5 business days a week, Monday through Friday, 800 contacts, we need to put approximately 40 people on a smart plan a day, where you're going to be making 40 phone calls a day.
Oh.
Does that sound appropriate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's go ahead and and these 800 plus contacts, do most of them have phone numbers and email addresses?
No, they're just email addresses.
They're just email addresses, so we can't call them without phone numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. So how can we start getting phone numbers for these people?
They're from my old school.
Okay.
It's just a matter of actually emailing them and asking them for their numbers. But that's how I think I can go about it.
Perfect. All right, so let's start off then. Okay, the existing plans have you making phone calls. They have it automatically sending emails automatically. So you want to set it up where I'm just going to be reminded to call the 40 people a day. And there isn't a smart plan for that yet in the regular version, and in the QA version, you won't have access to your contacts, so that doesn't help us out. Okay, so let me think here. How can we, what's going to work? So good. I mean, if you like cheese.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I love cheese.
I saw the cutest video the other day of a little, did I tell you about this? No, a little British girl. And she has a block of cheese in her hands. Like, it's like this big. And her mom comes to me, Lily, what are you doing? She's like, Lily, what are you eating? She's like, cake. And I was like, that's not cake, that's cheese. It's the fridge open, go put it back in the fridge. You know you're not supposed to do that. I'm going to tell you. And the girl's like, it's my cake. And the mom's like, it's not cake. And the mom's like, can't get the little girl's just clutching the cheese, like, just biting. And I'm like, that's my mascot, that little girl. So what you want to do is you want to set up yourself reminders to email. Well, you could just email all of them today and say, hey, I would love to stay in connection with you. What's the best phone number to reach? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do that. And then as they call or as they give you their phone number, you can then add them to a smart plan that includes phone calling. Okay, so do you have anybody in here who already has a phone number?
I do have.
Great. Okay, so I can at least walk you through how to set them up on that reminder system. Perfect. Okay, so once you're logged in, you're going to go to back to your dashboard.
Okay.
And go ahead and click on Smart Plans. Okay. And then, do you see where it probably says like coming soon? But then there's a turquoise bar that says click the Kelly Guide, click that Kelly Guide button.
Okay.
Okay. Let's get you. Ooh, sorry. This is new as of like 20 minutes ago. See how, I don't know if you remember, there used to be a thing down here that was like chat and support and then the dog.
Yeah.
And so often you needed to hit a button that said save and it was behind those. They fixed it and that's now all up under there. Under the question mark. Sorry. This is new.
Yeah.
They've been promising this for forever and now okay. So you're going to go to Smart Plans right here. And you click the turquoise button. And have you already filled out your Kelly Guide? Because you've been to one of my classes before. The information, if we click on Get Started,
Is your picture already on here, everything filled out? Great. Okay, so up here at the top then, we're just going to skip the first couple of steps. And we're just going to skip straight on over to Smart Plans. So click the word Smart Plan up at the top of the page. So good glare. There we go. And this should now show you the 6 different Smart Plans that you have access to.
It says your website is required.
Okay, great. So we're going to go back to number 1, the marketing profile.
Okay.
And your website, I think, is in About. All right, so we're back on your own homepage like this. Okay, go ahead and click on the branded header, the arrow next to branded header. Oh, there's the website. And it needs to have the HTTPS in it. Alrighty, and go ahead and click next, and it'll either give you an error code that it's not a good email or website, or let's just go to the next page. Great, okay. And your picture's already on there, you said. Our logo is already on there. Great, you've been in my classes before, so down at the bottom, see how the Gateway logo is in there?
Yep.
Wonderful. Do you have a bio included?
Yeah.
Put something in there, even if it's just one sentence.
I look forward to working with you.
Perfect, okay. Do you want to build your bio right now together?
I don't know how to do it though.
Fantastic, we're going to do it together. All right, so let me just open up like a Word doc. Okay. All right, and there's 2 different ways to do this. There's the I look forward to working with you, or Alma looks forward to working with you. So first person, third person, which do you prefer? First, okay, so I. All right, fantastic. So how long, just talk to me. I'm going to kind of like just type random things as we're talking, but how long have you been a realtor?
2 years.
2 years, that's awesome. And what made you get into real estate?
When I was a young kid, my sister-in-law used to bring me with her to the company.
So a family.
Job, yeah.
Okay, so you were part of a real estate family. Okay, how many generations in your family? Like, did your mom or dad do it? Grandparents?
My mom didn't do it, my dad didn't do it, but my brothers.
Your brothers, okay.
3 brothers, and 2 of them are in real estate.
Okay.
I have 5 sisters, and 3 of them are in real estate.
Oh my gosh. Okay, real estate family for sure with 3, 4, 5 other family members? Okay. Real estate family with 5 other family members. Wow. Okay. So you really enjoyed going to work with your sister when you were a kid. Okay. What did you enjoy about it? What were you like, can I get you a champagne with Chambord? Just champagne, Martinelli, sparkling lemonade?
Which one's the least alcohol?
Well, non-alcoholic and non-alcoholic.
Definitely gonna try.
Okay. We are probably going to need the lemonade. Okay, good choice. People are.
Oh, you need to open this now. I'll try this.
Okay. So, what did you see that made you go like, oh, I want to do that? That was awesome.
Helping people.
Okay.
She really loves helping people and making their stories come true.
Okay.
Well being at home. So it sounds very distinct thing at everybody, but that's actually how it is.
Okay. How long have you lived in California or the Bay Area?
All my life.
All your life. Were you born here?
I wasn't born here. I was born in Mexico.
Okay.
But I was brought here when I was very young.
Okay.
I was like a baby.
All right.
Yeah.
In the Bay Area or California?
Bay Area.
Right. And you still live here with your family? Okay.
This is my first time, so I'm just observing.
So this is not a normal Appy hour class, because Alma was the only attendee. And so we are doing kind of whatever she wanted, which she said, you know what, I want to get better at command and setting up her morning notifications of here's the people you need to call today, here's who you need to follow up with today, and so that's what we're doing right now.
Oh man, I need to go. Yeah, okay.
Go grab your laptop. Come on in.
I'm in the middle of something, but then I'm gonna
Yeah,
follow up.
get back in here. Okay. Okay. Anything else that you want people to know about you? Like what sets you apart?
What's that?
What sets you apart from other real estate agents?
I'm sorry, you didn't get that.
Okay, so you're bilingual. Do you specialize in any kind of home buyer or home seller?
I do buyers more than
Okay.
sellers. And I like doing that a lot more. Just because, yes, you do spend more time with taking people around, but that's how you get to know each other. And that's how you get to know their needs and wants. And it's more personalized. Not like the seller part. The seller part, I don't feel like there's connection there as much.
In a market like this, you're right. In the buyer's markets, it's often the opposite, where you're going to be working with the seller for like a year and a half, and you get to know them really well. Whereas somebody comes in with a buyer, and they're like, cool, we found the house, we're going to write an offer, bye buyer. So in a market like this, yeah. Yeah. Okay, let me see if I can type up a few things here. Real estate is in my blood. With half a dozen family members in real estate, I knew from an early age that I was meant to help home buyers turn their help people turn their home ownership dreams into real possibilities. Live in the Bay Area. I live here with my family, rooted in our community. Rooted in our community. Let's see here. With a passionate focus on working with buyers and finding them their perfect home. My personalized approach to home buying is exactly what you need for your home purchase. How's that sound? Does that sound too to you? Is that okay? All right, real estate is in my blood. With half a dozen family members in real estate, I knew from an early age that I was meant to help people turn their home ownership dreams into real possibilities. I grew up in the Bay Area and lived here with my family, rooted in our community. With a passionate focus on working with buyers and finding them their perfect home, my personalized approach to home buying is exactly what you need for your next home purchase. I look forward to working with you. Look forward to working with you. Call me today. All right, great. So let me just go ahead and email this to you. Okay. So you don't have to type it up. Huh? Somebody didn't log out. Laura. All right. Anything. Or that. There you go. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, when you get that, just go ahead and copy it, paste it into your bio, and save it, because when we're finished with command, we can also put it into your KW Connect bio and your web pages bio as well. We'll put that everywhere. No worries. This is like the best part of my day right now. I didn't take a lunch break, so I'm just gonna go, and this is like, this is nice.
Oh, yeah.
Sitting here eating cheese crisps, drinking a CNC, hanging out with you. This is wonderful.
Awesome.
It's really nice. And I'm in a group of people, it's just a couple of us who are the lab advisors, and we're all, of course, having a field day with all the command changes that are coming up. This is the funniest group chat I've ever been a part of in my life. I'm having so much fun with these people right now. And we're all getting together for dinner at Megan Camp, so
Oh, nice.
it'll be nice finally meeting them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, so, no, we're not on the social media yet. Go back, so scroll down and click back. And then you're going to go to the second one that's going to say About. Did you find it? Oh, click on, not that one, yep. Scroll down, get started, and we're going to now click on About. And scroll down just a skosh so we get here. There's your bio. There. Alright. And go ahead and click next. And now we're in the social media portion. So these would be your business pages and business accounts, not personal pages. And do you have your KW app in there?
Yes.
Great. Go ahead and click next. On the legal footer, you should already have that in there.
Only from the variety and reliable, but it's not guaranteed. Yes.
I have that one that goes on. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Next. And have you configured your reply to email yet over here on the right-hand side?
No.
All right, let's do that now. You're going to use your KW email.
Okay. Reply to.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. And have you connected Twilio yet?
No.
Let's go ahead and do that now. Before you, let me set it. So Twilio is the company that we use for text messaging in the system. There is a cost to Twilio, and it's 1/8 of a penny per text. So for every 800 people you text, you'll be spending $1. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I am too, but some people are like, no, I can do free texting. I'm like, yes, you can. Okay, so let's go ahead and connect your Twilio account.
Do I fill this out?
Yes, please. No, reading the baggage. It's talking about the lists, these things. Enjoy them in a salad. Or just buy the handful. These are delightful.
Yeah.
And they come in 4 other flavors.
Really?
Yeah. I have to get on this.
Okay. authorized?
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Thanks up. So, should be able to come back to Smart Plans? Did it bring you back?
No.
Not yet? Okay. So we're going to do that then. Alright, so Smart Plans is this one right now. Mm-hmm. Same thing, click start. Alright.
Okay. And then go to read, right?
Not yet. We still need to configure because we have to click on the words configure. And then here we go. Scroll down and say continue. Great. Okay. So it did take it. Wonderful. So these are the smart plans that you have in existence right now. Okay. So the first one, that's the monthly neighborhood nurture, that just sends out one email once a month to people and really doesn't do anything else.
Okay.
If you click on the view steps, you'll see what it does. It sends a monthly neighborhood nurture, it waits 4 weeks, and then it repeats. And sends them an email, waits 4 weeks, and then repeats. Nothing else. There's no reminder for you to call them, no reminder to check in. Okay. And then this is the same thing, only every 2 weeks. It sends them an email, waits, repeats. Sends them an email, waits, repeats. Okay. So what you are probably looking at, if you click back on view steps to check it out, there we go. Midterm nurture, long-term nurture, and 8x8. So the midterm nurture was specifically intended for people who are looking to buy or sell a house in the next 3 to 6 months. So pretty short amount of time. Do you have anybody in your database that fits into that criteria? Okay, so let's go ahead and add contacts. And search for them. And if you tag them as like a hot lead or a hot buyer, you can also search by tag.
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay. So what's the name of one of these people?
Oh, okay. I have Lori.
Perfect. You can just start typing in Lori, and it's going to show you, here's all of the Loris that you have. Okay, let's go ahead and exit. It's possible that this is just acting glitchy. Okay, so there's another way that we can add people to smart plans too, which is if we scroll all the way down, exit out of this. That's why it's not working. Okay, so let's go back to our contacts and find Lori in here. Now this also is brand new as of today. You can now search first name, last name, email, address, or everything. Okay.
There you go.
Is that her? Lori 7?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so you see this button right here? That is the Add to Smart Plan button.
This is the entire one.
So the wrong Lori.
No, it's the same one.
Okay.
It's just that she's not doing the business anymore, so she wanted to buy something within 3 months.
Fantastic then. Let's go ahead and add her then to your midterm nurture. And all to do that, we just click on the little person. And fingers crossed that this is not something that they're working on right now. Boom. She is now getting that.
Awesome.
So to prove it to yourself, you can click on these your task list. And we're looking at your task list for today. If you change that to say all time, oh, look at that. You've got 4 things that you set up for yourself to do. Alrighty.
I don't know how I did that.
Alright, let's go ahead and click on this monthly neighborhood. Check in with, so you probably set yourself up on a dummy account at one point, like to test things out. I recommend that. So if you attended one of my classes, you would have done that.
Yeah.
So this is your reminder in its task 2 to, hey, you're supposed to check in with client Alma Sandoval to make sure they got your email.
Okay.
Okay, so we can go ahead and say, yes, I've done that. We're good. It's not letting you, so you're going to have to exit out and go ahead and check the box. Done. And yes, did you complete the task? And there you go. So what's the next on our list?
It is
Completed. Okay. So Kelly Guide email check-in. What's this one? Yeah, let's try to who's this? Ah, you were going to test it yourself. I like it. Okay.
Okay, so you watch a video, but I don't know how to do it.
You don't know how to watch the video?
I don't remember how to get to it.
Okay, what's the video on? Is it a Keller Williams video?
No, one of these. One of these, but I don't know how to get to the video.
But you want to watch a video that you made?
No,
No.
that they made.
Oh, that they made. Okay, so we're in here. And here's all of the different videos that we have access to. If you come up here and say, just show me the free ones, just show me what I can do, and say search, here you can make one of 4 ways to make buyers fall in love with your home, good for sellers. Here's one on the quick home improvement ideas for sellers. And then here's one on the MyKW app one.
Okay.
And then the Mega Campus for if you have recruits that you want to bring to Mega Camp. So at this point, doing that one, you could actually make that video very quickly and very easily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how I got to that. So search button, free, and that's it.
Okay.
Okay. And the ones that are logged, I need to pay for?
You have to have a subscription, and your subscription gives you all of them.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
I have heard rumors that they're going to make that a free app once Command pulls out.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we now say instead of saying just today, and say all time, let's see, all time, you're going to see, there we go. We have a task that's due on the tomorrow for Lori because it's telling you to do something. So tomorrow this will pop up on your tele notifications.
Okay.
Yeah, tomorrow at 7 a.m. You're going to get that.
Nice.
So you also wanted to set up some reminding yourself to call people.
Yes.
Okay, so is there anybody else that you're working with that we should probably add to a smart plan?
Yes, I have 3 of the.
Fantastic. So let's head back to our contacts then. And before we go too far into this, tell me about these 3 people.
They're from Rock City.
Okay.
But I'm working on them, and I'm keeping in touch with them, but they cannot take a move on. Or something, you know.
Sure, that's normal. Okay, so we have a couple of options what we can do with them. We can do the same thing that we did with Lori, is put them on a nurture campaign where they're going to get a text from you, which, by the way, I tested myself out, and I got a text this morning from me saying, just wanted to check in. How is your day going? Any real estate needs I can help with? Like, the system sent that text to me this morning. I didn't have to do anything. Kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can do that. We can put them on the same kind of campaign that we've done with Lori.
Okay.
Or we can add them to your opportunities, and we can do the same thing with Lori as well. Saying, hey, I'm actually working with this person. I'm going to start nurturing this person, building this relationship, and you can set up tasks for yourself at every single stage of the nurturing part, where, let's see, every time I say that I'm working with a buyer, I personally want to make sure that I'm doing this, 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 this. What would you prefer to do right now with these other 3 contacts? Put them on a campaign or add them to opportunities? Sorry, smart plan. I used the wrong words. I'm still so used to skimming. Add them to a smart plan or add them to opportunities?
Smart plan.
Smart plan. Fantastic. So the easiest way for us to do that right now is just find those 3 people.
Okay, I don't think that those 3 people are in here.
Well, let's add them in first then.
Okay. So.
Hey, actually, I'm sorry. Before we do that, let's go back to Lori. There's one more thing we should do for Lori. You need to say enter. Or not. Okay, that's weird. Good, go ahead and click on Lori. And we're going to go ahead and mark Lori as a lead. So click edit. And mark her as a lead. Right? Okay, and go ahead and say save. And so now what you can do in the future is when you're back to contacts, back on your main page, instead of viewing all 800 plus, instead of viewing everyone, change that to say leads.
Oh,
And now you're only viewing leads.
awesome.
Much easier, especially as leads start coming in from your social media campaigns that you have running and different email campaigns that you have running. They're automatically going to get put in here, and you can just see the urgent people, your leads, and then we can follow up with everybody else we need to follow up with. Sound good? Okay. So we need to add those 3 people into here. So the easiest way to do that is to click on the, yep, perfect, you got it.
contact me?
Is this person a lead? Then absolutely mark them as lead. And if you wanted to put more information, you could say add more, and it gives you lots more information you can put in. But really, at the end of the day, you need their name, you need a phone number, an email address, and if they're a lead, right?
That's it, yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and say create. And boom, now they show up on your leads. And so if ever to get back to everybody, you just click up there for everyone. But in the meantime, we are good with what we're looking at.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna add the other one, okay? How much time do you have?
We have another 40 minutes if you want.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't have an appointment until 4:30.
Okay, cool.
Gosh, I'll have to drop my cheese.
It's so easy.
I agree. It's really easy.
Oh my God. So I get to incognito, agent, whatever, whatever, that's,
Yeah.
contact, ask them, tag them as leads, and that's it.
That's it. Now that's not going to give you a reminder to call them every morning. Smart Plan would. Right, adding them to a task manager or Smart Plan would remind you. But you could just log into Command every day and take a look at your list of leads and just call those people.
Right.
Plus whoever you have on your Smart Plan. As you get phone numbers for your past classmates, you're going to want to add them to Smart Plans. Right. So even though they're not opportunities right now as a lead, it's a future form of referrals, future business, yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so do you want to add any of these people to Smart Plans now?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start off then, because right at part of the Smart Plan, they're probably going to receive a monthly neighborhood nurture email, but we haven't assigned neighborhoods to them yet.
Okay.
Right, so let's go into each of your leads, for which you already, that's right, so let's go back to your contact. Click on contact, and just pick one of these, let's get your leads. Awesome. And let's go ahead and pick one of those leads. We're going to do it to all of them, so, all right. And Kathy. So we're going to go ahead and add a neighborhood to Kathy. Do you have any idea where Kathy is looking to buy a home?
Here.
The whole Bay Area.
Yes.
Holy smokes. So what we're going to do is we're going to give her a couple of neighborhoods, and then we're going to let her add more as she narrows down her selection. Okay, so let's go ahead and click, scroll down. Is there a view map button? There's none. Oh, find on map. Sorry. Find on map. Okay, so Jose, Gilroy, Milpitas, Fremont, pick a couple neighborhoods.
I'm gonna do.
Okay, so zoom in on that one then. So click that. Perfect. Keep going, keep going. And as you zoom in, you see a lot more neighborhoods pop up.
Okay.
So go ahead and maybe pick like one or two from Fremont.
That. And let's see, Central District.
Cool. Alright, any other areas that you want to add for her web? Because right now you're making a custom website for Kathy.
So it's the new work.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that one,
Awesome.
and then we're gonna do something else. It's a call, no.
And she can always add this, and don't forget, this is going to start a conversation, right?
Yeah.
You're going to send an email to her about her website, or rather Command is going to, but it's going to look like it's from you.
Yeah.
And you can call her up saying, hey, I just created a website, just for you. Let me know as we go through this home buying process, what other neighborhoods are you interested in? We want to make, again, this website is updated every 20 minutes. just for you on the neighborhoods that you care about.
Wow.
So you're good with what you have, and then just let her know, we can take out some of these neighborhoods, we can add in other neighborhoods, we can do whatever.
Okay.
All right, so let's go ahead and click save then.
So I did that for my seller.
Great.
They go to Colorado Springs, but you said I have to add them in some kind of smart plan, right?
That's what we're doing right now.
Activate it.
Okay.
I want to see it. I have to go and go. Hold on.
Okay, so Alma, do you remember how we, perfect, scroll on up a bit? Well, that's a lie. It's lying to you. There we go. Okay. Do you see a button anywhere on here that is our Add to Smart Plan button? And there's actually a couple different places. I think Marissa sees it.
You do, right here.
Boom. Go ahead and click on that. And we can go ahead and add them to your probably midterm nurture. Yep. And tell Marissa, why are you adding them to the midterm nurture as opposed to the others?
I'm kind of wasted.
Okay. That is fantastic. Thank you so much, Ellen. Oh, yes. I love it. She's like, I don't remember. It's right. Okay.
It was tasty though.
Yeah, what is that? Champagne and shampoo. It's called the CNC.
It's so good.
Right. We have people in this office who don't drink, so they don't like to taste the alcohol, and they love the CNC. Alexander mentioned one of them. Let me pour you one.
No alcohol in it?
It's very alcoholic.
Oh, like, because I'm about to drive.
I will pour you a very small amount if you please try.
Okay.
I will pour you a try. She's like,
Hannah likes to drink.
Alexander, she's like, I don't like alcohol. I'm like, I know, don't have any then. Like, I have non-alcoholic options. This is not an alky office, right? Just the ball, because people were like, oh, it's good. Oh, it's good. It's good. So she had a little bit.
I'm having fun while we're learning.
And I was like, what is this? It's delicious. And I told her. And she said, well, would a bartender know how to make it? And I said they should. She comes in the next week and going, my boyfriend and I went to a bar, and I told him I wanted a CNC, and he made it, and it was delicious.
Wow.
Like,
So what is it short for, CNC?
CNC champagne and Chambord. And Chambord is a French raspberry liqueur.
Okay.
Now, we're not using real champagne. We're using Prosecco. But I think the Prosecco is delightful, so enjoy. And you can always put in more liqueur if you want it sweeter. You can put in less if you want it less sweet. Yeah. Okay. So Alma chose the midterm nurture because she has a buyer or seller who is interested in doing business in the next 3 to 6 months. We also have a long-term nurture, which is 6 to 12 months. So the 3 to 6 month plan that Alma has them on has her contacting them every 10 days. Because that's how often they should be contacted, right? That's a 36 touch. So the system automatically is going to send them a text. 10 days later, it's going to remind Alma to call them. 10 days later, it sends them an email. Then 10 days later, it sends them a text. 10 days later, it reminds Alma to call them. It's the same thing over and over and over. It's super easy, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that we've added somebody, and if you ever want it, you can come over to Smart Plans and you can see what Smart Plans this client is on, which we can see that right now. So let's head on back to your leads, not just her contacts, but her leads.
Okay.
Oh, not too bad. I might be looking money from that. Yummy, right? It's just nice. It's fun. Yeah, it's festive. All right, so we've got Lori. Now, you already have Lori on a couple Smart Plans, okay? So what Marissa, you're missing Elma is going in, and instead of looking at all 800 plus contacts, she's narrowing it down to just her active leads right now. So she can really quickly, at a glance, make sure that she's in communication with the people who matter most. And you got this down. You have
So that will
the
go
traits.
out
You're moving
right
fast.
Where's your 8? Oh, there's the 8 yesterday when I was doing
8 by 8, I know they weren't, and I was teaching a class yesterday going, they're supposed to be here. I was probably going to be here. I woke up this morning and everybody's like, 8 by 8. All right, so you've now got Lori and Kathy and who else?
I need Tim.
Tim. All right, let's go back to contacts then.
Okay, I gotta go, but at least now I know.
You now know how to do the smart plans.
Oh my God,
So we now have 6 different kinds of smart plans.
I know about CMC.
Thank you later. Bye. here we go. So congratulations, you've added them all.
Thank you.
Right? Super easy, right?
Very.
Love it. Okay, so what else would you like to learn how to do, or are you kind of done at this point? You let me know.
No. No, let me play with it.
Let's play with it. Awesome.
Yeah, what else can I do? Campaign, flyers.
Absolutely. So we're going to head on down to Sketch House. And the way that Sketch House works up one more, you have it right down, there you go. Oh, they changed the name to Designs. That also happened today. Okay, so here in Designs, there's email designs, landing pages, social media, and print media. What kind of piece would you like? And what we're looking at right now is stuff that you've already made. So this is sort of like your library of templates.
Okay.
So if you wanted to make something new,
Yes.
do we see a giant plus sign? And then add, you're going to see that on a bunch of different pages. It's in the contacts when you want to add an activity. It's in here when you want to add a design.
Okay.
Now, what kind of piece would you like to make? A flyer for printing?
And email.
So those are going to be a little bit different.
Okay.
Okay. The emails and landing pages use widgets. The social media posts and printing posts use templates.
Okay, it's the social media.
Use social media. All right. And so what it's doing is saying, hey, did you want to make a piece on a specific listing that you have, or no, just a generic piece?
Just a generic.
So we're going to exit out of this window right here because we don't care about the listing. We want to, it's supposed to take you there. This is normal. It always makes you log in again
Oh,
to the designs.
okay.
I'm going to have some of that lemonade.
I even like the smell of it. It's so good.
I'm sorry that I'm turning you into an alcoholic, but I'm glad that you like it. I think let's not know, we don't need
I like to be sophisticated, you know?
Sophisticated. I'll try to get real glasses next time. Okay, so here we are. This is across the top is saying what kind of social media platform we're going to be doing. Facebook, then great. And then going down the left-hand side, what kind of social media posts do you want? Because right now you're looking at MegaCamp. But you see we have a whole bunch of different kinds of options, right?
Yes.
All right, so just pick one. You can see what your options are, and that might not be the right one.
I have open houses this weekend.
Well, then we've got open house templates.
Okay.
And so again, don't forget we're making a template. What we're doing right now is making something so that when you go in the future, you won't have to recreate and re-add and do this. You might have to swap out a picture or two. All right, so looking at these templates, does any one of them look like a good starting point for you?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and choose one that makes a starting point. I like that one too. Yeah, so go ahead and say use template. Great. Now the first thing we need to do is swap out the logo. Because the logo that it's giving you is a DBA logo, right? It says like DBA logo here. That's concerning that it's not on there. So we're going to go ahead and add a logo. So looking along the left-hand column, do you see where it says logos? Go ahead and click on it. And here are the Keller Williams logos. Now, I'm not going to suggest that you use either of those. Those are JPEGs.
Okay.
This one is not DRE compliant, so we probably shouldn't use that one anyway. But let's go ahead and add in a new one. So leaving this window open, I want you to open up a new window, and we're going to go to kwconnect.com. And then, are you logged in? No, probably not. Top right-hand corner. Okay, we need to log in. Okay. Fantastic. So go to resources, up at the top of the page, resources, and then go down to marketing. Very first option, logos and branding. Go ahead and click on it. And we're going to scroll down quite a bit. Here, oh, sorry, that's, well, right here. Perfect. Put in 510, because we are Market Center 510. Right, we were the 510th franchise. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to download these logos. The word, funny, actually, the word, yeah, the other word download. Perfect, they're downloading now, so what it's doing is it's giving us every single CMYK, RGB, black and white image, all of those. Great. So what I need you to do is we need to save this. So go ahead and minimize your website so we can see your browser for a second, or so we can see your wallpaper for a second. Perfect. Yeah. Oh, minimize that one too. Okay, great. So go ahead and double click San Jose Gateway. And double click black and white. And we want try the Rev PNG. Yep. Down one more. There we go. Yep. And we're going to drag and drop that onto your desktop. Hit enter on your keyboard first. And that is a white KW with a gray San Jose Gateway. We also then have that one right there. Go ahead and click drag drop that one. And that is gray, dark gray, and gray. Okay, so we got a couple of options, and we should have one more in here that is going to be the Rev W PNG. It's the second one on the list. There you go. Yep. Perfect, and that one's the all-white one. So between those three, typically one of them is going to work really well for you. So we need to get back into Command, and we need to upload those logos. We are in incognito mode.
That's what I don't get.
You can exit out of this one. Okay, and then go down to Chrome, and it should be open. Perfect. Okay. So we are in the. That's funny. Scroll up. Seem to have lost our spot. All the way up, we're going to exit out of the Kelly Guide so that we can see our menu. Wonderful. And we're going to head back into Designs. Sketchnotes. And we're going to click the plus sign because we want to add a new piece. And what kind of piece do we want to add? Social media. Yep. So social, create template. We don't care that it's about a listing, right? Although it is about a listing, because you're doing an open house. It's supposed to, this will be a good test, it's supposed to be able to access the MLS and bring in photos of the property for us.
The thing that I don't want to get in trouble is Dave Clark's listing, and I think that he doesn't like us to put our branding on the flyers or anything, because he does all the marketing.
So you want to make a generic piece of like a happy family and you say that you have an open house coming. Great, okay, so we can exit out of this then. But just know that this should supposed to be able to access the MLS to automatically bring in photos of the property for you. Yes, which is so much better, right?
Yeah.
Right, so let's go back to our open house. Down, no. There we go. Look for open house. Perfect. And then just click on the template that you want to work on.
Let's do that.
Alright, so click on the Word View template. There you go. It's going to make you log in again. Totally normal. Oh, it didn't! Oh, that's amazing. Okay, and this one does have the DBA logo. Okay, so we need to click on that one because we don't want your template to have that on it, right?
Right.
So we can see the bounding box around it. Go over to Logos. We need to add to library. And we're going to go ahead and add those three logos that you just saved. So let's read right over this one because we should never use that. So exit that one. Perfect. Click the plus sign there. And from your desktop, just pick one of them. It should be sitting on its own. Here you want some help finding it? Right here. Oh, we have it right. Okay. So double click it. So that's the first one.
So that's a gray and white one, huh?
Because we're going to want all of them eventually. So go ahead, we're going to put all of them in.
Okay, never mind that.
Okay, and now we're going to go to, perfect, go to this plus sign. All right, let's scroll down to get the other one. All right. Wonderful. And then, perfect, and then the last one, let's get that in there. Okay, wonderful. All right, so we can exit out of our logos because we've now added those to your library. So you won't ever have to do it again. They're already here.
Okay.
So we have one that is the KW San Jose Gateway. Hover over this one for me for a second. And do you see where it has that looks like recycling, but it says replace logo? Click that once, and it automatically pops out the old one and puts in the new one. Now, it pushed it down a bit.
Right.
So we can either use an arrows on our keypad, big in that space, we have a couple of options. We can either make the logo smaller, or we can make that great thing bigger.
I like it.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So is there anything else, so this is intended to be used as a picture of the property, right? So you said you want maybe more of a generic happy person, happy family. So let's click once on the picture that we want to swap out. So the picture of the house itself, great. And then come on over to company photos. And this is now, if you go to KW stock images, a whole bunch of pictures. So you can kind of scroll through these and see if there's anything that looks generic enough that you'd be okay using it on every single open house flyer that you do.
I'm thinking I use this one.
Okay, and we don't want to click on it, because if we do, actually try it, see what happens. Click on it once. It just inserts the picture. Because you can always do that, right?
Right.
But that's not where we want it. So let's go ahead and click delete on your keyboard. And then there's the placeholder for us. We need to click on the placeholder and click delete again. So what we want to do is actually replace the photo. So click on the picture itself. We've got our bounding box. Back to here. And look for that replace image. Perfect. And there we go. Now, it's cutting off our face a bit, right?
Right.
So what we can do is you can double click on the picture. And now it's going to let you actually drag it down a bit. Oh, is it not letting me drag it? Okay. Perfect. All right, so go ahead and say that you're done. And how does that look? If you don't love it, let's keep working. Because this is, remember, this is your template. We want this to be as close to perfect as possible. So in the future, all you have to do is just pop in the new property address, day and time of the open house, and be done.
Yeah.
Right?
I do better.
I like it.
Yeah.
Way better than how it originally was.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so how do you feel about the font? Like to say you're invited in all uppercase and in bold. Do you like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then the open house information here. How do you feel about that font and that side thing?
I like that.
You like that?
I would like to have this font a little bit bigger.
Then let's make the font a little bit bigger. So we're going to click once on the font. There we go. And so now this opens up this font bar up here, and currently it's at a 16.9 font. Let's go ahead and make that bigger.
Yeah.
Okay?
But then it kind of like goes to
It
the other
did.
side.
It pushes the other line. So let's go ahead and make this box a little bit bigger then. So we're going to take one of these. There we go.
Okay.
Done.
Perfect.
What else do you not love about this, or do you love it at this point?
I love it.
Well, then fantastic. The next thing we want to do is click save. Wonderful. So now that we've made our template, let's actually post this to social media. So we need to just swap out this with the property information that we are doing. So double click it. Yeah, go ahead. Are you looking at the address?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
No worries.
Oh, there you go.
Perfect. So double click on that text, and now you can click your backspace, you can click enter, you can edit any of that text at this point. Okay, and then do you want to have the words join us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's your day and time? we've got a few things. Let's click the back up a little bit. It says, yeah, you've got the weird thing in front of the S. There we go. So on Saturday and from, or just Saturday? Okay. Let's take out the ampersand. Yep. Backspace, backspace, backspace. There we go. Space. Space, space one. Okay. All right, from, and then you can just say
1:30 to 4:30.
okay. Now that's too big, so we need to make we either need to make the font smaller or make the text bar itself bigger. Now it's feeling a little too big, so if we make this, so click once on your gray boxy looking thing, and we should be able to make that bigger. So this is technically the bounding box around it. What happens if you pull it? Yeah. Oh, that's making these stripes bigger, so let me, no, this will be something new. I haven't tried to do this before. There we go, okay. So this should work if I either pull it this way. There you go. Okay, and oh, I see it. The stripes, see how the stripes are different?
Yeah.
Look at that. The stripes are different. So we need to. No, that didn't work. Let's do. What I want to do is see what's like on the other side of here. So let's try. This is fun. You're my first person doing this. How can we? Here's an idea. Shift that to the left a little bit. Okay. And then we can bring this in a little bit. And then if I bring that all the way over, does it let me know? It's not letting us. Okay, how do you feel about that? Is it a small enough matter that nobody would ever notice it? Okay. So, anything else in here that you want to change?
No.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to go say share. It's going to ask you to log into either Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter. Perfect.
Have all three.
Bringing up the scotch while it does its thing.
Okay. Do you need help?
Let me know whenever it is loaded.